both in terms of the share of new growth over the last 5 years in the payment and on the merchant space, consumer payments on the merchant space. The traditional financial institutions have had very negligible share of that growth. And they've even lost some of their merchants and traditional consumers onto the fintech, because the fintech's wallets, the fintech systems are smarter, more agile, better designed and so on. And so what you see is that they are responding. The attempt to launch fintech subsidiary sitting in a bank, but where the cap of the bank is the right thing. And what they are doing is they recognize that they need to launch smaller, agile boats to compete in the fintech, in the payment and consumer payment and merchant space. That will be platforms that will be more agile, smarter than their frigate, elephant, mother bag. And it's the right thing to do. And what we also see is now that structure in which they are giving those fintech subsidiaries some amount of relative autonomy outside the banks to go and compete, which is the right thing, because I've been a bank, we'll try to do these things. The bank system will never make the fintech platform, so it's the right thing to do. But the real big question at one or two things. Would the holding company or banks truly allow those fintech subsidiaries true relative autonomy to be agile and compete like a fintech? The jury is out. The jury is still out. If anything, what we have seen in Europe with banks like Royal Bank of Scotland that started Goldman Sachs that started their consumer business and had to roll it back, is that banks may still govern those subsidiary fintechs with the mindset of a bank, in terms of immediate revenue expectations, in terms of agility, funding, and autonomy. And that may constrain how much of the success of these subsidiaries that we may see. It will need a whole lot of strong visionary CEO at the banking level that can protect those businesses, those fintech subsidiaries, and allow them to grow. The other thing I must mention, in terms of mindset, is that when you look at the share of operating profit of these new fintech subsidiaries, even the ones that are fintech subsidiaries banks, to the total group operating profit, it's probably like less than 1 or 2%. Now, what you tend to have, having lived within banking myself, what you tend to have is, will they have the patience, like a private BC would have done, to appreciate that even a 1 billion naira profit is very strong and it will be celebrated of a fintech? But within the banking holding structure, that probably would be a profit that a big branch in Jewelland can make.
Exactly.
Would they allow the experiments those fintech subsidiaries are doing to mature and scale, like if they were independent of them? Or would they use the high volume mindset, short-term success mindset thinking of the bank to govern those fintech subsidiaries and underfund them? I think that's where the jury will be out over the next few years. We will see. The other thing is that what we also learned from Europe is that the fintech subsidiary banks that have succeeded, that seem to have made it, that the banks seem not to have rolled back, are the business fintechs. The business fintechs. And that's partly because the customer value, the economics may be much better in terms of the business B2B fintech compared to B2C fintechs. So maybe the kind of things that we see, but that GT Bank to Scott, which is doing like B2B, or Access Bank to hydrogen, maybe that's the direction to go, because commercial revenues in terms of customer value, compared to, for example, the consumer side may be stronger. But even then, their jury will still be out. That will they really be valued within the fintechs, especially one other thing I must add. When CEO changes in those subsidy in those banking holdcos. The CEO who are the visionary and the new CEO comes, who is looking for how to increase share price. Would they look at this 2% of my operating profit? You guys are wasting time. I'm not going to allocate capital to you anymore.
Exactly.
And these are some of the things that they have been conscious of. The jury is out.
Yeah.
I will see how the next year plays.
Yeah.